Hi scholars, let's look at TEK 4.8b. It says, I can convert measurements within the same measurement system, customary or metric, from a smaller unit into a larger unit, or a larger to a smaller unit, when given other equivalent measures represented in a table. So before I go over tables and converting, I'm going to just show you how many cups, pints, quarts, and gallons, and all that work together in the customary system. So to do that, I'm going to be using sand and the different measurement cups that work with it. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with how many cups fit in a gallon. So this is a gallon, this milk jug right here, and then this is a cup when you go up to there. Now I always tell my students that these milk cartons that they drink in school every day is exactly 1 cup. But to make it easy for measuring, so I can go to that line, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to put a funnel here. It's hard to see. I put a funnel, and I'm going to let you watch the sand go down the funnel. So let's get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, now it's getting a little close to the top, so I'll have to actually pick up the funnel. Okay. $14.
You telling yourself how many?
$15. So it's starting to get packed. 15. So there's a dent in this jug right here, so it's going to be very difficult to get the 16th cup. There we go. And then the last one, number 16, 16th cup. Oh boy, we're having overflow. See that dent? It's preventing it from getting all the sand in there. But as you get a good idea, it's 16 cups in a gallon. 16 cups in a gallon. So I have about 16 of these fit in there. So now let's do quarts. Okay, so we're going to see how many quarts fit in a gallon. So this is a quart. This Dannon yogurt is exactly 1 quart. 32 ounces equivalent to 1 quart. So I'm going to fill the sand up to here, and I'm going to put it in here, and we're going to see how many times it takes. So let's start. Okay, this is quart number 1. Hang on, I need to add a little bit more sand to bring it up to that line. There we go. Quart number 1. Okay. Okay. Let's do quart number 2. Here we go. This is quart number 2. Notice it's filling up faster because the container, the measurement I'm using is much larger than a cup like the last video. So here's quart number 3. And then I'm going to get the 4th one ready. Since I fixed the dents, we shouldn't have a problem like we did in the last one. So here I'm putting in the 4th quart right now. Awesome. It's really important you don't let sand fall out of the funnel because then you're not accurately getting the 4th quart. Okay, so there we go. 4 quarts are about 1 gallon. Okay, now I want to do pints in a gallon. So I'm going to be using this right here. This is, I'm not even sure, another yogurt thing, but it's in a pint. And so I will fill up to that line, and we will see how many of these fit in a jug, a milk jug. So it's not going to be 100% accurate because like the gallon is like somewhere around here, and then sometimes it's overflowed here, and then you have empty space here. So just as long as you get the general idea. So there's pint 1 that I just put in. Okay, here's pint number 2. Here's pint number 3 that I'm putting in right now. Whoops, lost a little sand there. Okay, you should be noticing it's Pint number 4. Pint number 5. Still trying to finish up number 5. This is the 6th pint. All right. Seventh pint. We're getting close to the top. We're getting very close. Still got to finish. And I think one more pint will do it. Eighth pint right here. There we go. We got this. There's a dent, so then that skews my data. Okay, so I almost got 8 pints in. I overflowed just a little bit, but it is 8 pints in a gallon, as you can see. So now I'm going to do how many cups are in a pint and how many pints are in a quart. So this one's going to be easy, because if we're doing how many of these, which is a cup, fit in a pint, which is that yogurt container, it's going to be pretty fast. So here's 1. And here's 2. Perfect. 2 cups equals 1 pint. I also need to see how many cups fit in a quart. So here's 1. 2. 3. And last one, 4. I also need to do how many cups are in a quart. So cups, quart. 1, 2, 3, and the last one, 4. Barely got it in. 4 cups are in 1 quart. Now let's see how many pints are in a quart. So I filled this up. So that's 1 pint, if you want to kind of see. And then pint number 2, right there. Perfect. Okay, I want to do one more, and that's how many fluid ounces are in a cup. So these little medicine cups are a fluid ounce. So I'm going to fill it to the top, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think this will do it, 8. 8 fluid ounces are in 1 cup. So let's look at all the containers that we've talked about. 1 gallon, 1 quart, 1 pint, 1 cup, 1 fluid ounce. And when I did these, I said that 4 quarts go into a gallon, 8 pints go into a gallon, 16 cups go into a gallon, and then I didn't do this, but 128 fluid ounces go into a gallon. And we have 2 pints go into a quart, 4 cups go into a quart, and then 2 cups go into a pint, and 8 fluid ounces go into a cup. And so there you have it. I'm going to show you a visual in my next video clip on an easy way to remember all this information. Okay, so let's look at the gallon man. I love using the gallon man because it really gives me a good visual as to what is going on exactly. So that milk jug, we're going to use the letter G because that was a gallon. Okay, and then we had 4 of those yogurt containers. 4 of those fit in a gallon. So I draw 4 Q's in there to fit. Now, in one of those yogurt containers, 2 of those smaller yogurt containers fit. And in that smaller yogurt container, 2 cups fit. So, what I always use to help explain this is when you look at this, you think 4 quarts equal 1 gallon, okay? But then how many pints fit in a gallon? Count the number of letter P's that you see in the big G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 pints are in 1 gallon, okay? Then cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cups are in 1 gallon. If you remember, that was the very first conversion that I did in the videos. That was the one that took a really, really long time. And there was also a dent in the jug, and so that was really hard to get the 16th cup to fit. Now, let's talk about quarts. How many letter P's do you see in 1 quart? There are 2 pints in 1 quart. Here's a quart right here, so 2 pints. There's also 1, 2, 3, 4 cups in 1 quart, okay? And there is 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. If you have this information, you can pretty much solve any question. So let me go over one. Suppose I'm given how many cups are in 6 quarts? How many cups are in 6 quarts? Well, I know that there are 4 cups in 1 quart. So I always set it up. 4 cups in 1 quart. 2 quarts would be 8 cups. 3 quarts would be 12 cups. 4 quarts would be 16 cups. 5 quarts would be 20 cups. So then 6 quarts would be 24 cups. You just make a table and go down the list. It's that easy. However, there is a shortcut. If you understand multiplication really well, you can just answer the question and say, well, if 4 cups are in 1 quart, there's 4 cups in a quart. So if I have 6 quarts and each quart has 4 cups, I can just multiply and get my answer. Suppose I have another question. How many pints are in 3 gallons? So I would set up the table. I look over here and count. There are 2 pints in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints in the letter G. So 8 pints is 1 gallon. 16 pints are in 2 gallons. 24 pints are in 3 gallons. If there are 8 pints in a gallon and then there are 3 gallons, 24 is my answer. So let me explain a little shortcut. If you are given a big unit and they want you to convert it to a small unit, you always multiply. Big to small means multiply. So an example, if they are telling me 4 gallons, how many cups is that? Well, I'm converting from a big unit to a small unit. So that would be multiplication. However, if it's from a small unit to a big unit, then you divide. So if they give me number of pints and they want to know, well, how many gallons is that? I would do a division. So let me just do a few more problems so you can understand. So suppose I'm asked 20 cups is how many quarts? So this is a small unit to a big unit, and if you remember, when you go from small to big, you actually have to divide. So we have 4 cups equal 1 quart, so I would do 20 cups divided by 4 cups, which equals 5 quarts. Let's look at another one. 40 pints is how many gallons? Well, I know that from the gallon man that 8 pints equal 1 gallon, and I'm going from a small unit to a big unit. So 8 pints equals 1 gallon, and because it's small to big, I'm going to do division. 40 divided by 8. Every 8 pints will give me 1 gallon, so then that would be 5 gallons.